Welcome back to another episode of Mimi's Musings podcast. I'm your host, Mildred, and I'm so happy that you've joined me on another Wednesday for another amazing episode. So, I just want to say something before I start today's episode. The past couple of Saturdays, the episodes that have been going out, I feel like I've just been complaining and playing victim. Because, I understand. My childhood traumas, those are things I have to talk about. Like, there are things that happened. I wasn't really complaining about in that one. And then the friendship one came. And then I spoke about my phone breaking down. That was me just complaining. Then the friendships one came. Again, me complaining. Asking for help. Again, complaining. Oh my God. And this coming Saturday's episode is going to be titled Venting. Again, complaining. So, honestly, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to play the victim. I don't want to consider myself as the victim. I know this is what I know. I talk about the things that I know, and all these things that I talk about, I know I keep repeating the same issues and stuff, but they're things that I know. They're things that I've experienced, they're things that I've been through, but I just want to somehow put them in the back of my mind and just try and move forward, because that can't be me all the time. Whenever I talk to my friend, I think I've said this before, I tell her I hope for a day where I just call her and we'll be talking about nice things. But then I create this platform for me, and again, all I do is just complain on this platform as well. So I don't want that. I don't know. Maybe I should just do a deep dive on the interwebs and look for something else to be talking about apart from just things that I've been through, because I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to play a victim. I don't want to have that victim mentality. I want to just let it go. Until I write my novel about my life, I just want to move on. Basically, I just want to be happy and to be in a zen mood and to be like fake it till you make it sort of thing. I want to do that because I can't be just talking about problems, my problems all the time. I'm sure even you guys are going to be bored when you listen to this. Kila siku you come every Saturday and it's me complaining, oh, so and so said, so and so did, so and so hates me, so and so blah blah blah. Now, wow, no, I don't want it. God remove me from that mentality. I don't want to have the victim mentality to fear kwa, God forbid, riswa. I don't want it. Like kabisa, niondoke. I want good things. Like, I'm thinking, like, what good things ever happened to me when I was a kid? And I know as a human being, we are, I don't know, our minds are set up in a way that we always look for the bad in every situation, such that that's what we usually remember, and we forget the good. And I'm like, maybe I should do a deep dive and maybe look for the good moments, just sit with myself and think about the good moments. And one of the future episodes should just be me talking about good things. So unless the topic that I'm talking about is sad and it's something that is happening all over the world or in Kenya, that's the only time that I'm going to put also my sad moments in the story. But otherwise, I want to be positive and I want to be consciously choosing good things to talk about in my life. Okay, so forgive me. Don't get bored. Tafadhali, don't get bored. Continue listening. Continue coming back. This coming Saturday is the one that is going to be, I think, is the last one about me complaining for now. So bear with me, forgive me. But yeah, it's sad that all I know is sadness. But I have some good memories and I want to tap into those ones. Okay? Yeah, so let's get on to today's topic. So today's movie review is going to be about a film titled A Sunday Affair. A Sunday Affair is a 2023 Nigerian romantic film written by, I don't know how you say this name, Nnegest, Like or something like that, Likke, and the E has an apostrophe on top of it, I don't know. And Darrell Bristol Bovey. And it's directed by Walter Taylor and co-produced by Mo Abudu. The cast of A Sunday Affair include Dakore Akande, she plays Toyin, I don't know how you say this name, NSE Ikpe Etim. She plays Uche. Oris Ehuero, hope that's how you say the name. He plays Sunday. Alex Ekubo plays Femi. Uzo Osimpa. There's a K there. Osimkpa. She plays Kelechi. Hey, why? Chris Ihewa plays Sam. I hope that you say that's how you say the second name. Eku Edewo, she plays Mrs. Oyeyemi, that is Sunday's wife, amongst other cast members. So, if you like spoilers like me, continue listening to this or watching this video. If you do not like spoilers, please go to Netflix, watch the movie A Sunday Affair, and then come back and watch this, listen to this, and tell me if you agree with me or if you do not, because this is your official spoiler alert. Okay? Now, A Sunday Affair follows these two friends, best friends, that is Toyin and Uche. So the movie starts with them being at a wedding. Actually, it follows them through the year. So they start with 1999 when they were just young girls, and then they moved to 2009, I think, when they are like young adults, and then they moved to 2023, I think, when the movie was being created, or 2022, I don't remember well. But 2020 something. So that's them when they're now the adults that they are playing this movie. So it's the two of them. They're at a wedding. They're at Uche's sister's wedding. That is Kelechi. So they're there, and the priest is talking about love, blah, blah, blah. Uche is not so much interested, but Toyin just laughs it through. And then they go, they dance, like it's a wedding. You know how weddings are. But while they're there, Uche catches like Sunday he was part of the people who were there for the wedding, and he is actually Femi's brother. So Femi and Kelechi are the ones who are getting married, and Sunday is Femi's brother, and Uche is Kelechi's sister. And these guys, like Uche looks at Sunday and she's interested in him, but then Mrs. Oyeyemi shows up, that is his wife, Sunday's wife, but they're going through a divorce, and they have a child, a young girl. So she comes and they sit together, and she's like, okay. So apparently Uche loves dating married men because they are not complicated and they don't want a relationship with her, which is something that she wasn't interested in before. She was just like, use them and dump them. So like, meet a married guy, which is not good, by the way, but that's what she was doing. Like, meet a married guy, date them, get whatever you need to get from them, and then leave them alone, like move to the next married guy. So that he was her type of guy. So during the wedding, she talks to Toyin, and Toyin is like, she's supposed to be there, like the wingman sort of thing, but then not to be introducing her to guys, but rather to keep her out of trouble. Like, Toyin is her conscious, like, don't do that. So at some moment, she leaves her alone because she was going to get something, I don't know. But then Uche watches Sunday fighting with the wife because the wife was shouting at him because there's this woman who had come to flirt with him. So anyway, after that woman goes and the wife walks away, she comes, grabs him, and they go into an alley in the in that wedding place that they were at, and they dance the tango on the first day that they meet. So that continues, by the way. They do it a couple of times later on. But then after this wedding and everything, Toyin is going on a trip to go and see a doctor. She wanted to have a baby, but she wasn't involved with any man. So she wanted to have like an insemination type of thing. And so she's on the train going there. She's just lost in her thoughts. But then Sunday walks over in the train. He's part of the people in the train, and he comes and sits with her. He remembers her from the wedding because they were introduced by Uche after they were done dancing the tango. So he remembers her and he starts talking with her. She's not interested because he's a married guy and that's not her type of guy. But he persists and makes her laugh, blah, 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 blush and everything. I don't know. I think I've been out of the dating pool. and the dating scene for such a long time that I was seeing these people flirt and, making like the lady being blushing and everything. And my face was so scrunched up. I was like, what's wrong with me? I was judging myself honestly because I was like, why? I'm not even jealous. I'm just like, ew. Why are you flirting? Ew. Why are you blushing? Why? Why? I'm a Sema. What does he say that is so important? But anyway, he did a good job. But anyway, so they arrived to the place they were going. But before they went, actually, Uche had an art gallery opening. And so while she was doing that, before she went out to talk to the people who had come for the gallery opening, this man, Sam, he walks in and he starts talking to her like he wants her to, dance the tango with him like at that moment before she goes out to address the crowd that has come for her party. And so she's like, Sam, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. If it wasn't for her assistant, by the way, this man would have forced her into doing whatever in that place. Apparently, he's the sponsor. He's the married guy that she's been sleeping with, who's been sponsoring her for this art gallery. So he was coming to claim before, like, surely it's a party. That man was so uncouth. I understand she had put herself in a very vulnerable place, but surely you don't do that. I mean, even if you have money, you should have some class. Money should come with some form of class. You can't just be, hey, I hated that man from that moment. So they go to the crowd and she's talking to them and she's introducing her business and she's saying how happy she is about it. And this man interferes and he asserts himself in the conversation and like makes everybody in that party know that, yeah, I'm the one who is sponsoring everything that is happening here. I'm the one who's paying for everything. And I felt so disgusted. I felt the embarrassment that Uche felt. Like, I know she put herself in that situation, but seriously, you don't do that. You don't embarrass somebody that you're sleeping with, even if you're giving them money. Like, I hated that Sam guy from that moment because you just don't do that. He had zero class. But for that event, Toyin was late for it. So she met with Uche later. Uche was crying. She calmed her down. And that's when now the next scene we're seeing, she's on the train. She meets with Sunday. They go to the other side. She sees the doctor. On her way back, she's at the train station. Sunday's already there talking to some guy. Apparently, there's a problem with the trains, and so they are not moving until the morning. And so she comes, approaches him, talks to him about it, blah, blah, blah. He offers to pay for a hotel for her to stay overnight, and she's like, are you going to be doing the same thing for everybody? He makes a joke, blah, 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 flirting, ill. And then they go to the hotel. So there they eat, they talk, blah, blah, blah. She's flirting. She's earning his box proper. Like, this guy was telling her all the right things. And so they go and in the lift they almost kiss, and then the lift doors open and there's this couple that's outside there. They refuse to enter the lift and I'm like, why did you not enter the lift? They are not kissing. They were going to, and you are waiting for that lift, so you are going to stay out because of, that's not someone's bedroom. Okay, enter the lift, I beg. I'm a hater. I know. I'm sorry. I've not dated for such a long time, so I'm sorry. So anyway, they do that, and so they get to the hotel room door, and they almost kiss again there. But his phone rings, and it's his wife talking about he missed her phone calls because the daughter wanted to talk to him, and he wasn't answering, and so she loses the interest, of course. But yeah, so that happens. Back in Lagos, there's another dinner party. Okay, just dinner that is at Femi and Kelechi's home. They've invited the sister, of course, that is Uche, and Sunday is present, and the mom as well, like Uche and Kelechi's mom. So she's praying for both her daughters to have children, but mostly for Uche to meet her husband and get married and everything. And Sunday was there, so he opens his eyes and looks at her, and she's like shaking her head, and like how moms are. So, anyway, on their way out, they talk again, and yeah, they end up doing it in the car again, dancing the tango again. And it's a Porsche Cayenne, a very tiny one, by the way. I don't know how they are fitting in that car to do such things. That space was so tiny. But anyway, they made it work. So they do it again. So the brother is talking to, like, that is Femi. Femi has been talking to Sunday, telling him to stop whatever it is that he's doing with Uche, because Uche is not it. She's loco, she's crazy, she's blah blah blah, and all of these things. And Sunday is like, yeah, I hear you, and he tries. But when he goes to meet her, because he was like, I'll help you with your business, help you, so because he was, by then he was at the party, the gallery, the art gallery opening. He was there when that man Sam was embarrassing Uche. And so he walked off. And so later on, that conversation was like, I can help you with the business so that you can stop receiving money from Sam, or whatever that business thing that you have with Sam. And she was like, okay, I'll think about it. If that's what you want, it's okay, blah, 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 and everything. So he was willing to help. And she wanted to get out of that situation with Sam, because that man was just very, very wrong. Like, in every kind of way, he was just a bad person. So they have started their thing on the down low, but Sunday has also started a thing with Toyin. So when Sam goes home, Toyin calls him and is like, I'm sorry I couldn't make it for the dinner with Kelechi and Femi and Uche, but how about I make it up to you by buying you a drink? And he accepts. This man had no, like, he didn't know what he wanted. And he goes out with her. He tries to make her eat what are they called? Oysters, but she refuses. And she just wanted to be ill. But then they talk, they laugh, blah, blah, blah. They continue flirting. They have a walk on the beach afterwards. And she says, like, I want to take things slow. And so she's falling in love with him. And he's also falling in love with her, but not in the same way that he's falling in love with Uche. And so they continue their thing. And then afterwards, he also, now the brother is insisting they go to play, is it called pickleball or something like that, or was it tennis? I don't know, something, one of those two. They're almost the same, but one of those two. And then they go swimming. The brother is insisting, like, you have to break it off with these ladies, because when they find out things are going to go wrong, just do it. And so he's like, okay. So he goes to Uche's office to try and break up with her, but then she's switched off the lights, blah blah blah. Then she switched on them on, and it's this red sexy light, blah blah blah. Again, that's the tango. He didn't even say no. Like, the word no is not in his vocabulary. He couldn't say no. And again, they does the tango again. So Uche is also falling in love with him. And it was just complicated all round. So afterwards, he goes to her, to Yin, to try and break things off with her. Actually, later on, he did. He did break things off with her. I don't know. Did they have another meeting with? Yeah, he goes to the office. He goes to Toyin's office to try and break things off with her as well. But then she has decided to finally give him, her flower. And so they go out to a hotel room and she gives herself to him. And then afterwards, he is at home again. The brother is just, castigating him and telling him, like, you have to stop this. So he's like, I'm just going to ghost her, which that was the one moment that I found him to be very, very inhumane, because I get him being confused, dating the two friends, moving from one to the other. Before he had done anything with Toyin, I was like, okay, he can stop it and just say, like, I just want us to be friends. So he was sleeping with Uche and he was being just friends with Toyin. I was okay with that part. Like, I know she was falling in love, blah, 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 but if he would have never slept with her, it would have been easy to go, like, you know what, there's nothing going on between us. I don't want anything more than just friendship, than just a friendship with you. And she would have been hurt, but it would have been okay. But then he ghosts her after sleeping with her. And I was like, that's wrong, my guy. Like, you don't do that. So of course she comes to confront him at Kelechi's home, because that's where they were living. And so she comes and confronts him over there. And he's like, sorry, I've been busy. And she's like, no. And he breaks off with her officially. And so he stays there. He's thinking the brother is talking to him and he's like, you know what, I'm in love. The brother is asking him, with who? With which one? Which one of them? With both of them. What? Yeah, but I have more feelings for one of them. Who? They don't say, but it is later shown that is Uche, because they had done more and everything. Like, she was, I don't know what to say, like fire and ice. She was fire and Toyin was ice. And so because of that, he was more into the fire than into the ice, although he loved both, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Okay. So on the other side, they're both sad, the ladies, because he has broken up with both of them. And they had been talking and telling each other that I've finally met somebody. Oh, I'm in love. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to go to a good place. But I don't want to jinx it, so I won't talk about it. I won't tell you who it is first. Let me just see where it goes. But then he breaks things off with them before they even get to tell each other who is who. And then, so the ladies meet to cry about everything. But before Uche goes to Toyin's home to cry it out and have some wine, the doctor calls Toyin for some update on the test she did because she wanted to get a baby. And so they don't show us exactly what happened, because at that moment I was like, okay, maybe she's already pregnant, or something like that. But then the next scene, they're going to a club. And Toyin is the one who's saying that they go there and she's dancing and she's drinking. I'm like, okay, she's not pregnant. She couldn't be drinking that way knowing that she's pregnant. And so later on, it is revealed that she has cancer because she disappeared. She didn't want to leave the club and Uche was worried. So she called Kelechi. Kelechi told Femi and Sunday, because they were together at the house, they go to the club to find them. And so they go into the club and they try to find her because she was with these two men. And they're like, no, she freaked out and left. And so they go back outside. Sunday tells Femi to take Uche home. And so they go and he goes to find Toyin. There's this pier that she always loved to go to. The first thing they're together when they were kids, that's where they had gone. When she was going for a walk with him after dinner, that's where they went. So he knew where to find her. So he goes there and she's like, you left me, blah, 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 and all of these things. She talks about that, but she also says, like, I'm sick, I have cervical cancer. And so he's sorry because he's like, okay, don't give up, nini, I'm going to be there for you. And she's like, are you sure? Because you told me this. And it's like, yeah, I know what I said, but I'm going to be there for you. I'm here for you. Don't worry, you're not going to be alone. Because she wanted to give up on life and on just fighting the disease. So anyway, she goes and tells the friend what had happened. But before she does, because she went to Uche's gallery and Sam had come again. Like, every time they show that man, I got a migraine. Why? Because this time she actually at the club, Sandy had told Uche he's in love with her. That's when we knew, like, when he said he's more in love with one of the two, that's when you get to know who he meant. So it was Uche. He was more in love with Uche. And so she was like, okay. He calls her and she answers and she asks him, like, what you said about helping with the business and everything, did you mean it? And the topic, like, you saying that you're in love with me, did you mean it? And he says yes. And so she breaks things off with Sam, and Sam takes one of the paintings and, like, rips it. He punches a hole through a painting, and these things are supposed to be expensive. Like, I felt Uche's anger. Like, I felt her embarrassment at the beginning at the art gallery party, and I felt her anger at this moment. And her fear, by the way. Because this man, okay, it does not matter that you're sponsoring a woman's lifestyle. You cannot force yourself on her. And no is a statement, is a full word. If I say no, it's no. But this man was trying to force issues. And she's like, you cannot be with any other man. It's just me. You're mine. I bought everything, your car, your house, the clothes that you're wearing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that does not give you the right to treat me like this, y'all. But anyway, Toyin walks in while Sam was trying to, frighten Uche. And that was a good thing because she prevented that bastard from hurting Uche. And so he leaves. That's when Toyin tells Uche that she's sick. Uche, because she was happy now that, Sandy has said that he's in love with her. She wants now to tell Toyin the truth, but Toyin goes fast and goes like, I'm sick with cancer. And by the way, I wanted to tell you that somebody has decided to stay with me, and I'm so happy that he's going to be helping me fight through it, blah, blah, blah. And she goes like, who? And she says, Sunday. And the face that Uche made, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. But I didn't cry through this entire movie, although there are some very, very sad moments. I'm a crybaby sometimes, and I get so emotional when I'm watching these movies. I tend to cry about everything. But this one, I didn't cry. They were sad, and I appreciated they were sad, but for some reason, not a single tear. But yeah, anyway, it was entertaining. So yeah. So she couldn't say. She couldn't tell her friend that that's the same man I'm in love with. She just kept quiet and she cried, and she was like, I'm crying because of you, and everything. Like the because of Sam, the business, and because of you are sick. Toyin didn't suspect anything at that moment. So anyway, they start being in her life. They take turns, exercising, going to the hospital for chemotherapy, blah, 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 blah. So she's puking and she's wondering what's happening. She takes a test and she finds out that she's pregnant. Oh, by the way, before that happens, the pregnancy thing, because now Uche now knows that Tuyin is with Sunday. She goes to the company where Sunday works and she's yelling and blah, blah, blah. Sunday comes out and they talk and he's like, I love you. I meant it when I said that, but I cannot leave Toyin alone right now. So I hope you understand, but I love you. I meant it when I said that I love you. And so she walks off and she goes like, I hate you so much right now, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they start taking turns, taking care of her. And he's always like, whenever she comes to visit and she's leaving, he's there with her trying to tell her that he loves her still and all of that. It was so bad because like they know this secret that Toyin doesn't know, but then I get why they were trying to keep it away from her because she's sick, but also I wouldn't want to be lied to like that. Not by the two people that mean the most to me. But I understood where they were coming from, but still, it was just wrong. And that guy sleeping with two friends, why do men do this? Because the women didn't know they were sleeping with the same guy. But the man knew. And Toyin even getting together with Sunday, she thought that they were together just that one time at the wedding, and it meant nothing to Uche. So she was like, yeah, it won't hurt. Yes, she lied to her at one point, but she was like, yeah, it won't hurt. When I tell her she doesn't care, she uses them and dumps them, so she won't care. But alas, this is the one that had stuck. So anyway, they go and they have this one time, I think it was after he almost kissed her at the house. He goes to her business at the gallery and they make love. They dance the tango inside the art gallery. But these people were risking everything, because anybody could walk in. It was during the day, I beg. But anyway, they do that. And Uche and Toyin had just realized, she had already known that she's pregnant by this time, actually, and she had told them. So she had stopped chemotherapy in order to be pregnant and to carry the pregnancy to, to term, and then she can go back to taking her medication and stuff. But she had always wanted to be a mom. And the moment I saw that, I was like, so she's going to die and leave the baby to her best friend and this man. They're going to raise her child because she's going to die. You stop chemotherapy and it was stage 3 cervical cancer. So you stop chemotherapy, you stop treatment to, take care of the pregnancy, fine. But then you're going to die and you're going to leave these people to take care of your baby. And it was, I don't know what to say. Like it's all in one way, but also like why? At least her genes are going to go on in this life, and her best friend is going to be the one taking care of her baby and the man that she loved. So it's going to be okay, but still, it was just sad. I don't know. But anyway, that time they were doing Dancing the Tango in the art gallery, she came and she saw them. Because I was like, she was driving, and I remember panicking at that moment. I was like, oh my God, she's going to come and catch them. And this is not the way to catch them. Like, I'd rather you catch them kissing or something else, but not them dancing the tango. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But yeah, she had, because they just cut to her being at the pier again, thinking about her life. And we didn't get to know that she had seen them until the end. So anyway, he goes back home and she's like, you know what, we should go on a vacation. And he goes like, okay. So they do. They go to South Africa, and while they are there, she starts getting like pains and stuff, and she's rushed to the hospital. And of course, they call Uche, who was in Nigeria at the time, and she flies over. They're telling her that she needs to be taken to the theater for a CS, but she's like, no, I have to wait for my best friend because she's the most important person to me in this life. Like, you can't do that. I can't. But she had been writing this letter before she got sick. So yeah, it was like a goodbye letter. So they wait, and they're telling her you're putting your life at risk and everything, but she insists on waiting. So anyway, Uche arrives, and she's taken to theater. Toyin is taken to theater, but she doesn't make it, but the baby does. So they tell her and him Sunday, and so they cry. Sunday, Uche cries and everything. And yeah, that's how we lose Toyin. So the end scene is Uche remembering like the letter that Toyin had written. She had seen them at the art gallery, and she knew that they were in love because the friend had told her that this is the man for me. I'm so in love with him, and he's in love with me, and all of these things. I think that is the one. So she knew what her friend felt. And so when she saw them together, she didn't feel like she was being deceived or anything like that. She felt like they were just putting everything on the side, whatever they feel for each other on the side, for her sake. So they were sacrificing their love and their lives together for her, which is essentially what was happening. But her understanding was also like, oh, like, I know I blame the guy, but then I don't blame the friends. I told you I would choose my best friend over a man anytime, unless he's my husband and they are both doing it knowing that this man is my husband. So, but if it's a boyfriend, I don't know. But anyway, so she remembers and she's getting dressed. I think it was for the funeral or something, because she was dressed in black and that little veil that people wear when they're going for funerals. And he was downstairs with the baby holding her. I love the baby's hair. They didn't show the face, but you could see the hair and it looked so good. The curly type, it looks so good. And so she goes downstairs and they walk out. Toyin had given them her blessings for them to be together and to raise her baby together, which was again, oh, so that's where the movie ends. And it was such a lovely one, yeah, like, a Sunday affair. But yeah, I loved it so much. I won't even lie. I loved it. So the chemistry between all of them was fantastic. That is Sunday and Uche, and Sunday and Toyin as well. And Toyin is beautiful. Like the lady, Dakore Akande, she's such a beautiful girl. But I was afraid of her contacts. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to tell women how to dress, how to, I don't know, make themselves feel beautiful. But contact lenses, some of them freak the hell out of me. Because I love her eyes, don't get me wrong, but those contact lenses she was wearing, my God, unless those are her real eyes, and yeah, no, they freak me out. But she's so beautiful. I love their chemistry, all of them. I loved everything about the movie, and yeah, it was just beautiful. I love the music. I remembered this time, I remember to listen to the music. I love the music. Their fashion was on point. Every dress that these two beautiful babes wore, everything Uche wore was fantastic. Everything Toyin wore was fantastic. They always looked good. And the suits that Mr. Sunday was wearing, a beg. Hey, you should go and watch it just for that. Like Nigerians, I told you before, Nigerians are always on point when it comes to dressing, and they didn't disappoint in this movie. They were so good. Like, I loved everything. And yeah, I don't know, the acting was on point, their direction was good, cinematography was good, the editing was done well. I mean, everything was good. There's one thing though, Sunday's accent. I don't know, he was supposedly from the US because he'd been living there for a while. And there's some points he talks and you're like, yeah, this is Nigerian. But then there's some points like, okay, It makes sense. It's like if you are born and you are raised in Nigeria and then you go to the US, of course you will borrow some little accents here and there from the US. And I think that is what I was hearing. Because there's some words he was saying and there were some forced US, accents. And I was like, no, I don't like that. But then I understood why. Because, yeah, it's like you leave Kenya, you go to the US, you'll grasp some things. I've heard of people who have gone to the UK for just 2 months. They come back with a UK accent. Forced into the Kikuyu accent. So, yo, I get it. But some words just threw me off whenever he would say them. I'll be like, I mean, I wish we would just be talking with the Nigerian accent. It will sound much better. But anyway, I understand why it was played that way. I don't know if that's how he usually talks. It was specifically created for this movie. But whatever the case, I understand why. But yeah, if you watch it, you'll make sure to listen out for that, because that's something I had and I was like, I don't like it so much, but again, it's life and I get to understand it. I'll give the movie an 8 out of 10. This week I've been so generous. This month I've been so generous with these givings, apart from Inside Job that I gave 7, but this one and last weekend's movie, I gave them both an 8 out of 10 because they surprised me. Of course, Love, Sex, and 30 Candles, I knew that was a top tier. But also A Sunday Affair, first time watching it, first time reacting to it and just like reviewing it. But I loved it. Honestly, I really, really did. It didn't force itself and everything that they did was on point. It was just good. And it is rated 18, so you can't watch it on a Sunday afternoon with the kids. Even though it's called A Sunday Affair, it's not about Sunday the day, it's about Sunday that Mr. Sunday. And that's actually not his original name it's like a nickname. But yeah, whatever. It's fine. Go and watch it if you're over 18. And I hope that you're going to appreciate it as much as I did. If you cry, please do. I couldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired today. I don't know. I don't know why. But I usually cry over the smallest of things. Like, yo. But yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It was just a beautiful movie and I loved it so much. I love these two ladies' friendship and the fact that Uche didn't hurt her friend when she found out that they were dating the same guy. And she went to the guy to actually ask him, like, what the actual F were you doing being with my friend knowing that I was with you as well? That's what you should do. Your man is cheating, you go to your man and ask him, what the F are you doing? You don't go to the other woman and start beating her up. Unless she's your best friend and she knew that you're both married to each other. Then bring the slaps. But in this case, I loved how they handled it. And yeah, please watch it. I loved it. I hope that you love it too. Okay? So after you watch it, please come and comment in the comment section below. Tell me if you loved it as much as I did, or if you didn't. It's okay. Everybody has their own different tastes. Go to my Instagram on the day that I'll be putting it up on Instagram. And then tell me, if you agree with me or if you do not as well on that day. And while you're doing that, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I upload something new, you're going to be amongst the first people to come and watch. Okay? Bye-bye now. Love you.